Hey, good evening. How are you, Anthony? Thanks for joining this podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Sri. It's always an honor.
All right. And Anthony was my resident Jets expert. As everyone knows, the NFL season is going to start in about 1 month. But the most important thing that we wanted to cover today, and we're going to do a series of this. So we have football always comes up with this amazing series called Hard Knocks. The new season is upon us. And And previously, we've had many teams like the Cardinals and the Lions who are on display. But this year, thanks to Aaron Rodgers, looks like the the topic this year's subject was the New York Jets. So that being said, we just had the first episode that aired last Tuesday, and the second episode should air next Tuesday. But what I wanted to do briefly was have Anthony chime in with his initial assessment, and we just wanted to do like a review of that season episode one. So, Anthony, the floor is yours, sir.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Sri. Like I said earlier, honor to be here with you on the podcast. But if I take a quick step back on the first Hard Knocks episode and kind of compare it to previous teams, I think continues to be highly entertaining, but has a little bit of a different vibe. I think going into this year, the team didn't want to have as much kind of cameras within the meeting room and so forth. So it does have a little bit of a different vibe, but I think highly entertaining. A couple of things I liked about it. First and foremost, Coach Sala. I've always been, high on him, but
Mhm.
man, his opening speech at the beginning of the episode, it got me, fired up. Specifically, him talking about the comparison with the Eagle and the Crow, and this not being the same old Jets team, and being the hunted. I looked over at my wife and I said to her, "Man, I am fired up for this season. Already getting goosebumps for it." So that was, I think, the big takeaway for me. And I think one item that I didn't like as much, but I knew this was coming, just them having Aaron Rodgers kind of be viewed as the savior, right? I mean, I'm high on Aaron Rodgers, super happy for him to be here, but it was just very interesting to see, how the cameras portrayed, him. And I don't know if you noticed this at the beginning of the opening kind of credits, but they had him and Joe Namath flipping back and forth at the
Right.
beginning. So, trying to compare him to Joe Namath and so forth. But all in all, I thought it was good, and I'm looking forward to the next episode.
Yeah, I agree with you. Anytime the coach is, when he fired up, I think one of the things he said where was the crow is the only the creature that is brave enough to attack an eagle. Um, you know, so but again, that was good. The second thing that I really wanted to also talk about, which I thought I agree with you on the Rogers thing being the savior. I think they could have dialed down a little bit on that. But the one thing I did want to talk about was the two things that actually, I've been a big fan of, even though I'm a Patriots fan, I've been a big fan of Sauce Gardner. He's been amazing he won the Defensive Rookie of the Year last year. And I mean, one of the things is like great, lot of coverage on him. I thought that was really nice to see about a lot of his thing, and he's such a great role model. His entire life. So I'm really excited to see him play. And then the second one was the whole Nathaniel Hackett thing. As everyone knows, just to give a little thing on that, Sean Payton, who's now the coach of the Denver Broncos, kind of called out Hackett. Um, and I think yeah, it was great because both Anthony and I listened to the podcast on the Peter Schrager podcast, and there's a little clip of Peter Schrager interviewing Rogers there, talking about a little bit about what Rogers thought about it. And I will get your thoughts here. One thing I thought was that one, Rogers went a little further ahead, and the way Peter Schrager actually covered the question very well, and Rogers kind of took the next step. Not only defended his coach, but I think he went to the next step of basically calling Sean Payton quite insecure. And I'm really excited for that matchup now when the Jets and the Broncos face off. So just wanted to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I agree with you, Shree. It's very, very interesting. I think like on that Sean Payton piece, it's there's like an unwritten kind of code. I feel like in the coaching circle, and I feel like he kind of broke it. But it was interesting to see how Rogers kind of defended his coach. And, you always hear about how him and Nathaniel Hackett, have a great relationship, but just kind of seeing him stick up for his coach. And he's definitely got, leadership qualities there. And yeah, I'm with you, man. I can't wait to now see what I think they're playing. My guess is I think week 4 or 5. So it should be a good,
Mhm.
good early season matchup and storyline with that.
Yeah, and then a couple of other things I think I heard. One was Liv Schreiber, who's actually the guy who does the narration of the Hard Knocks. And he visited the team practice, and there was one funny moment about Rogers calling him God. I think it was very funny. I thought there was a lot of great pieces of that. There was a lot of seriousness into this. One thing I thought was, the backup quarterback for the Jets is Zach Wilson, and one of the things is that. Um, I think the HBO did a very good job of giving him a very fair thing. I think it was very
Oh yeah.
honest and humble. I think we definitely see Rogers like coaching him up, and I think that's what he needed. Coming and playing in New York is always a tough thing.
Yeah.
So I
He
thought they
looks
gave a fair shake to Wilson. I think.
Yeah, I agree
So
with you, and I think
yeah,
he just looks like
so
there's a large
perfect. This is where we are. So season, uh, this is it, man. This is it.
Yeah, he on the Zach Wilson piece, he just looks like there's a big weight lifted off of his shoulders. And one other player to highlight too, which I don't think we covered yet, but was Garrett Wilson, the receiver. Not highlighted in the Hard Knocks episode, but it's been quoted many times from Rogers that is compared to Devonte Adams. So it was really cool to see Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson was also the offensive rookie player of the year, so the two
Right.
of them kind of battle it out. So very excited, tempering some expectations, but we'll see what episode 2 looks like.
Yep, absolutely. And this was perfect. I mean, I think we were able to get it in. I think our schedules were a little crazy. So I don't thank you for taking a few minutes of your time to talk about that. And I definitely this is going to be a series, folks, of each and every episode. I mean, the football season is here. You cannot get you have to be excited, and I'm really looking forward to not only the football season but more importantly watching Red Zone, which is one of my favorite channels during football season. So with that, Anthony, thank you for your time, and this was awesome. And then we will come back and do a review of episode 2 of Hard Knocks, the Jets season. Thank you.
Thank you.